they can smell you.
And I'll tell you why. With the moonlight and the gypsy eyes, muse of the dreams, the dragon which flies, lady of the trees, the sky she rides. Hail Satan, hold you tight. I'm Violet to the top, kiss so poisonous. Cassandra and the Casio, Cleopatra serving up the red wine and black water. From atop the black rock direct, wake and bake select. The goats come in the set. Katie Katharina, the beast, collecting cake from the tricks. I choose you, baby, the muse of the dreams, the witch flies with sparkles in your eyes. Those who edge in purple, those who clad in purple garments, oracle ritual, death bubble purple, Medusa's portrait, adorn the temple of Venus. I choose you, baby.
Welcome back to Lady Babylon. I choose you, babe. Teddy, thanks. Everybody run over to the place that you're supposed to go that Will posted. Maybe it's already posted, Chewy. Were we already up? Yeah, good. Base's place. And find the new, what is it, Chewy? Liquid Smoke. Love it. Oh, great stuff. Personally, the 70s vibe that I'm pulling out of our current intro and exit. Oh, God, I absolutely love it. You know what I mean? 70s. Here we go. Here we go tonight. What am I going to do for you tonight as people come in the door? Hail Satan, ride. That's exactly right. Fantastic. What am I going to do for you tonight? I'm going to take you. You've got a ticket to go to a place where we're going to look at a man with a drug problem. We're going to look at a man with apparent psychosis. We're going to look at a man who endangers a child. We're going to look at Abraham in the Bible, people, right? Right? It's the only books we can have in Florida now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. By the way, I hope everybody out there has just picked up a copy of Stephen King's Shining, because you will not be able to put it down. You won't. This is a master. Do you realize how odd it is to have the master of the genre still living? Still writing, still getting banned. It's fantastic. Let's bring one of these banners up here. This is here. Who is this? Oh, here, people, help me out with this. We're gonna have a little fun tonight before we go see Abraham, who's got a terrible drug problem. What am I bringing you, the audience, tonight that is new? I am bringing you the Abraham who has a terrible drug habit. I am going to show you the real. You're going to see it and you're going to be, well, that sort of makes sense why so-and-so is happening. But first, we're going to bring on this knucklehead, right? This is a Texas megachurch pastor. And what did he do? What did this guy do? Everybody here knows. He was involved many, many years ago with a 12-year-old. And so now his congregation, who have been buying his books, who have been grabbing his merch, who have been sitting in his church. Hallelujah. Tell me, what is the truth? What is the truth? The truth is in the voice of that 12-year-old girl who he bananaed. And now, you mean to tell me the dude who brought me salvation, you have to understand, this dude saves souls, which, by the way, is yummy. It is yummy. You have to have some pleasure. Saving souls is the way to go. Oh, God. Whew. Liberation, people. Liberation. We're going to look at a group of women tonight, by the way. Talk about liberation. America has known no liberation that is this. Oh, God. Love it. I absolutely love it. Let's go. I wanted just to traipse him in just so that everybody could see and know he's hiding in the shadows, this dude. Right? The way to salvation is the way that comes through this estrus. Mary's fingers were purple for a reason. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Are you ready? Hit me. Time machine. Here we go. Here we go, people. Oh, God, what's happening? God. This is from Genesis. Look it up. So what's happening at this point? For a satanic congregation whom I love and adore, what is God doing? He's pirating Abraham. What? Ho theos eperaseton Abraham. What is he doing? He's doing the pirate thing. He's putting him to the test. He's putting him to the test. Right? Now, wait a minute. What is the anthropology? Dude hears the voice of God, knows of a way to create a mechanism to draw God via a voice. Yeah. That's who we're talking about. We're talking about Abram. And what is the last voice that entered his mind told him to do? Come on, kids who have been in Sunday school, you know, this is the Bible. This is Welcome Back Bible. The voice told him to take his kid out, his paidarion, and to kill him. And he was like, okay, let's watch it happen. Let's watch it happen. How do we know? What is that definitive proof that this guy, Abraham, is a drug-using pirate who traffics children for the sake of sexual gratification? What are the tools of the trade? You and I tonight, we're trans-dimensional investigators. The Child Protective Services for the Trans-Dimensional Authority wants this guy investigated. So they called us up. And I was like, sure. Can I take my peeps with me? Here we go. So what are we looking for? We're looking for some kind of clue. Instead of giving it to you tonight like some overzealous high school football player, I'm going to lay things out and I'm going to let you find the clue. But I'm telling you, we are looking for something to link this dude and to see if his behavior rises to the level of abuse. Is it abusive? We're going to take that tack. Are you ready? Are you ready? Give me another source, Livy. Oh, excuse me. Sweetie, Chewy, fantastic. And what happened? He says, what does the voice say, right? It comes right out of Uranos, says the Greek, right? Because we're getting the Septuagint. So we're getting the changed, the unfractured, we're getting the original, we're getting the virgin form. We're not getting what was strained through that third grade level ancient Hebrew. No, we're getting the original. So what happens? He takes the voice out of the air around him. Voice, says, take your son, Isaac, go out into the backwoods in the hills, right? And what do I want you to do there? I want you to take him as a sacrifice. Okay. All right. That's what the voice told Abraham to do. Now remember, what is Abraham? What does the text say over and over? He is a prophetes, a prophet. And how are the prophets functioning? How do you imagine that they're hearing voices when they're Christing each other? We're going to see a Christing tonight, right? We're going to see a Christing. So here we are. And the Kurios says, Abraham. Now, for those of you who don't understand how the prophets work, for those of you who don't understand how a tabernacle works, for those of you who don't understand how Scythians bathe themselves in the fumes of cannabis as a way of maintaining their mental hygiene, if you don't understand those things, it's going to be confusing to you tonight. But just wait. Find the drugs. Let's just find them. Give me another text. Give me another text here. What is Isaac said to become? Right? He's said to become part of what is in Greek, thusia. And all my students say, oh, it's related to thuo, to sacrifice, right? Because look, we're getting into the mind of the potential murderer, right? What happens? Thusia, some kind of burnt offering, some kind of sacrifice, right? These are the things that are consumed within the tent in order to create the fumigation through which the God can speak. Okay? Just because they are pirates, just because they are pirates does not mean that they are staying out of the mystery vogue. And why is that? Because you are seated in the 3rd century, and this text was written by somebody then who is grafting the mystery onto the pirate Abraham. For the sake of why, we're going to see. Why would all this be happening? Why is somebody writing this down? Right? Why is this happening? We'll see. It's joyous. Oh, wait, get that poor kid. Give that poor kid a break. He's had enough. You know what I mean? He's had enough. Did you see him? Give me the next one. Watch this, people. Thusiadzo to sacrifice. Quick to the next. What do we sacrifice? We sacrifice thumiama. And what is that? They say here incense, right? Incense, fragrant stuffs, fumigations. And then the last source they give you is Philuminous on his poisons, right? Poisonous creatures and the anti-venom that you can use against them. We're talking Christ and Antichrist. Did you know what the Antichrist was? It's a drug to balance the Christ, because you're not coming back without it, right? The Christing makes you that thing that Jesus was like, oh, God, if I don't have to do this, don't let it happen. You know what I mean? Letting out that, which is funny because when you think about it, Jesus Christ, I had somebody write in and say, I got out and I was telling people about Jesus and his naked boy, and it didn't go well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It didn't go well, but it never does. It never does. Absolutely never does. You cannot reveal these things. You cannot guard these texts, and so everybody gets to take a look at them without causing a lot of problem, right? It's why we burn and ban if we are following a monist agenda. We burn and we ban. So here's the one you can't burn or ban. Here's the word of God. Hit me with it again. Hit me with it again. Oh, God. Wait a minute. What is this sacrifice thing? Thusias. What does that mean? It doesn't mean to be sacrificed, does it? No. Look, people, it means to be frenzied. Means to be frenzied. And it is the thuiades. Who are the thuiades? Those are those servants of Bacchus, right? Those are those maenads. I told you I was going to bring you a really cool group of women. We have to go through them to get to the Christ. That stuff that they are Christing causes them to be aroused. It causes them to want to kill. Have you ever seen a group of women tear apart a person and eat that person? Think about that for a minute. The Bronze Age pharmacological tech led to the creation of the maenad. Led to the creation of the maenad. And they carry around baskets. And what do they carry around in their baskets? What do we know? They carry around their baskets. Snakes and dildos. Snakes and dildos for everyone. It's all about medicine. It's all about medicine. Yeah. And that drug concoction over and over again. Let's see. Okay, so let's look. We're looking for Abraham. Look, we made this traffic stop. Let's get through it, right? Okay, you cuff him and let's get him. Let's start reading him his rights and whatnot. What is the thuios? It's to be inspired, people, right? And you don't believe everything I say, right? You take everything with a giant grain, just like everybody does. I know you do, baby, right? Look at what this word is, thuios, inspired. How do you mean inspired? Well, it's a possessed woman or a bacchant. And what kind of inspiration they got going on, buddy? Tell me. Look at Roman numeral number 2. A frantic person. How so? How so frantic? Mad for love. Mad for love. Have you ever seen this? It's a phenomenon. You have not lived until you have seen a group of women overtaken so by drugs that they not only hunger for flesh, but they are wild. They are wild, and they will kill you in the process of achieving that heightened orgasmic cult rush. Whew. That's something, no, Chewy? What kind of planet? Where are these people located? Yes, okay. Now, do you see the distance between us and them? Do you see the distance between us and them? I don't know. You say, I've been places. I've been to parties. I know that there are people in the world. No, you're not getting that. Give me the next one. Those boneheads don't have the brains. Right? They don't have the brains, Chewy, every time. Right? It's fantastic. Do you see how the disguise works, people? People make fun of my kitchen and my equipment without ever seeing what's underneath. And what's underneath is dangerous. People are figuring out who and what it means to be a Christ. And they're starting to run, just like they are at the Baptist church in Dallas, where we all just found out the pastor, much like Jesus, got in trouble with children. Yeah, yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic. Right? Do you know what they said? Do you know what this man of God who has saved your souls? I'm talking to all of the Christians now whose souls were saved by this man. Do you know what his words were? His words were the words of a bananaist. A bananaist of the youth, bananaing them. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. So was Jesus. So was Jesus. I was telling somebody just today, there's supposedly an article coming out about my work, and they wanted a quote, and I said I said, great, fantastic. The quote that I want to give is the first Christians, the very first Christians were the eunuch boys who were engaged with Jesus sexually. Those are the first Christians. Do you know the irony? You and I worship the muse. Do you understand the irony? He is going through a cult process of entering into death and coming back to life, but he gets caught in the middle of it. And because it's so heinous, they put him right away on a cross. And the crowd is saying, kill him. And he's hanging with a bunch of these traffickers who were doing these things with the kids. And in the middle of it, he's going through the drug rite. Do you know what I'm bringing you that's new? The reality. And it kills him. It kills him. And everybody's like, dude, why did he just suddenly, boom, he's just freaking dead. He's entered into the state that the Thanasimon creates, that Jesus himself said, you're going to be taking these drugs and it won't harm you. We have doctors talking about how these drugs will make it appear that you are dead, even for somebody trying to find a pulse. Isn't that nice? So there's Jesus, and ironically, he's in the middle of a death rite, and he's getting killed. Can you imagine that? His mind must be so hyped on that deep sass that he's screaming, he's burning, he's thirsty. Ah, God, I'm so thirsty. Sabachthon. Come on, the gods. Oh, God. Now, funny thing is, now, the irony, you thought that was enough, but it takes one more step. He is revived, just like they revived people. His wound, all he got was a poke. All he got was a poke. Do you know the friggin' surgeons with the Roman army? They're sewing that kind of stuff up all the time. Talking about it. It's not a big deal. They even have drugs that supposedly keep it from what you and I call getting infected. Right? Oh, fantastic. The right instruments to sew, the right tissues. Galen's explicit. This tissue has to be sewn first, and this tissue has to be this type of stitching. What do they use in cat gut? Right? Animal gut. Yeah, real fine sutures. So the irony is when they go to the place where he's supposed to be, he's back up. The kid says, who's the kid there? Wait a minute. Who are all these eunuchs and what are they doing with Jesus? Most of them are naked. He actually finished the rite and walked the hell off. Isn't that amazing? That's what the texts say. That's what the texts say. Okay. Now, where's all this great drug knowledge coming? From pioneers like Abraham. Go back to Abraham. Let's see him. Abraham's got it. Remember, we're here for the sake of the child welfare, right, for Isaac, right? Because what is dad going to do? He's going to sacrifice him. Give me the next one. He's going to sacrifice him, and he's going to be, what is the thusis? What is that sacrificing? It's the rage. It's the rage. And when he enters the rage, when Abraham enters the rage, he hears the voice of God. And what does he have to do? He has to build something, a device. So he makes the telesterion. You know what that telesterion is meant to do? You burn stuff. You inhale it. You burn stuff and you inhale it. You burn stuff. You put the purple in your eyes. By the way, did I tell you Abraham was caught? He was busted with a whole bunch of purple. Also in the text. I'm not kidding. Puts it right up there with the silver and the gold. Because that jack is valuable. That jack is real valuable. We got him though. You got to have a permit for that transdimensionally. They need permits. Okay, give me the next one. So look, God, the voice out of Uranos tells him, take your kid and sacrifice him, right? And he's all like, okay. And he says, go out there to the specific place out in the wilderness. And he's, how long? So Abraham gets his kid with them. And this is what I think we're going to present in court. He gets his kid with him intentionally, right? And he gets enough provision to go out for days. These dudes are traveling for days. They got a couple of slaves with them. Okay. And what happens is on the third day, give me the next one, please, Chewy. And Isaac says to Abraham, his father, he says, Daddy? And Daddy says, what is it, son? And so Isaac says, look, I'm seeing fire. I'm seeing wood. Usually there's something like a sheep when you're going to have some kind of sacrifice like this, right? I don't see them. Where are they? Now watch this. I'm going to give you a gift from the Septuagint. I'm going to give you a gift. You can leave it there for a second. I'm going to give you a gift from the Septuagint. I'm going to give you that voice of Isaac. And we're about to see a translation that the Hebrew back translation screwed up, as not because it can people, not because it's specifically Hebrew. There are a lot of languages that just never 7,000 word vocabulary is not good. 6 to 7-year-old has, easy that. So we're getting it messed up. What's the real version say? Watch this. You're gonna be creeped out by this. Give me the next one. Yeah. Here's his response. Okay. You've got Abram with his kid going out to sacrifice. He's been walking for 3 days. And when his kid figures out there's something weird, what does he say? This is eyewitness testimony. He says, are you ready? This is not in the Hebrew. This is in the Greek. It's a switch from a verb. It's just a simple verb, right? God, what does he say to Isaac? God will see for himself that sheep in this Holocaust. God will see a sheep for himself. Do you know Abraham was totally committed? This stays with the muthos so much better, because Abraham didn't. When my son would look into my eyes, do you think I was telling him I'm about to sacrifice him? Oh, don't worry. God's going to see the sheep in you. Okay? When do you know, Abraham, that you have a drug problem? When you are building tents out in the wilderness with your son, to hear the voice of God, the same God who's telling you to kill that child. Okay, what do you do, man? What do you do if you're Abraham? Right? Right? You live up to the pirate code, baby. And when the Kurios within the piracy wants that kid as a sacrifice, you have to sacrifice them. Are you ready? It's going to get creepy. Give me the next one. Oh, God. Oh, God. Love those pics, by the way. Doesn't everybody love Chewy? Chewy, you're doing fantastic work. Absolutely fantastic work. So they came to the place where God said to them, right, to go. So Abraham constructed there a thusiasterion, a place where he could hear the voice of God. And he got ready to do the burning, right? Put the wood down for the burning. He got little manacles for little Isaac and manacled his legs together. Why? Why? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, people, Exhibit A in transdimensional trial against Abraham for abuse, right? That is so bad. That is so bad. Any judge in the universe will find this Bible story to be an offense against children. How's that? Well, you put manacles on him, dude. Seriously? Right? What are you going to do? Now imagine the police show up at this point. If we'd have gotten there at that point, we could have said, hey, what's going on? And what would he have done? He would have explained to us what his God told him to do. And we would have arrested Abraham on the spot. Do you understand that your religions are created by criminals? Jesus Christ was arrested for an awful crime. Abraham would have been arrested for an awful crime. And these are the people that you call your saviors? I don't want to be in the bosom of Abraham anymore, Daddy. If I were Isaac, that's what I would have told him. Mommy, don't let this freak take me out there. He hears voices. And the other day, where's that picture? The other day, let's look at it. He's ready to go, people. You don't understand. He's ready. Now, you thought as you were reading the Bible, what's funny is you sat there and you thought, oh, and God commanded Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. Oh, 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 oh. And the theologians will stand up and say, this is the prefigurement of Christ. And you will swallow it. You will swallow it. Do you know what they just did? They put spin on a creep. They put spin on Master Banana. Do you know what that stuff does? Do you know what that stuff does? This is before the days when people would say, if you sell it, you don't use it. Right? Right? This is before those days. This is why you sell it. You're not only so into it, but you call yourself purple. You want to be joined to the magic too, right? You want to be joined. And what must you be fed? You must be fed that sacrifice. Okay, let's see where he's going. People are like, wait a minute, I'm getting a little queasy, right? I get it. I feel your queasiness. I am too. So they came to that place, they put it on, and what happens? What happens? Abraham, I'm going to translate this literally, people, as literally as it possibly can be. Abraham just stretched out his hand, right? And he grabbed this sword to kill him, to kill Isaac. Okay, do we have a depiction of this? I want people to understand, please, the Bible for what's going on in the Bible, right? He grabs the sword. This is the perfect Stephen King horror. Please, Please, somebody write to the great king and say, Master, Master who brought us Christine, Master who brought us The Shining, please write to us the story of Abraham, the dude who goes for the knife. And it's not just a knife, it says, this is like a sword. He's going to do it. He's going to do it, right? Now, how much, people, before we go on, how much counseling must Isaac endure to make it through the trauma of having his own father pull a sword on him after chaining him up, talking about the voice of God? Because he's been wandering 3 days in the desert to get to this spot that the voice told him to go to. Where is Mrs. Abraham? Does somebody call her? Did you know your husband has been wandering around the desert for 3 days with your kid shackled? Oh my God. He's gonna, you know what? We gotta intervene. You see what happens because the transdimensional authority didn't intervene at this point through child welfare. What happened? You got monism. You let the pirates get away with it, you get monism. And when you get monism, all of us on the outside, we're targets. Our time is up. Oh my goodness. Oh God, indeed. Oh God, indeed. I love it. I love it. People, give me shout outs. Chewy, anybody's giving shout outs out there? I hope there's a whole chorus of meanads. I hope somewhere out there a monist religion has the power. People's psyche. Woo! Right? See, it's why we don't sell anything here. Right? It's why we have no investment. Our love is for the purity of that muse. We are that demon that protects that virgin from all those creepy old men. By the way, there's another one. I know people were loved Asmodeus, right? So I'm telling you, there's another one. Another great example, and that's when Abram is like farming out Sarah, and they got stuff going on. There's intrigue going on as well because this is all at the higher level. These dudes are flush with cash, right? So, and they're walking around with scads of purple and a whole bunch of eunuch slaves. And remember, the quote that I gave them was the first Christians were the eunuchs who were engaged with Jesus physically. Those are the first Christians. You remember that. You remember the church of Christianity is built upon the sexual abuse of minors. You remember that. You remember that Jesus Christ was crucified as a trafficker in children. What kind of trafficker? A soul trafficker, buddy. You can do anything you want. Okay, it's nice to expose it, isn't it? It's nice to expose it, your entire history of your religious organizations. It's beautiful to expose them. Oh, God, I love it. It's making me, I'm getting purple. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. That same one, yeah. Abraham, where are we in the story? Back to the narrative. Abraham raises his hand. He's got that sword in it, right? And right as he's about to go down, an angel of the Kurios, so a messenger punk of the leader, says, hey, just checking, right? What? Right? Right? Just hang on, right? And he says it. He says his name a couple of times, right? He's getting his attention. Where are these messengers coming from? This dude didn't run up, dude. He didn't. These people are out in the desert. They've hiked out 3 days. They've already got 2 counties searching for him with helicopters and dogs. And they are out there. Yeah. Stop. using the drugs, Abraham. Stop using the drugs. Give me the next one, Chewy. We got to see. We got to see what's going on. These fumigations and this telesterian is too much. It's too much. Actually, go back. Let's make sure we got everything. Oh no, we didn't get everything yet. Watch this, people. Right? Okay. Okay. So he says, don't put your hand on the little boy, the paidarion, right? This messenger. Don't put your hand on him. Right? Now it's clear that you fear God, right? And that you're not going to spare even your beloved son, right? On God's behalf, right? But it's speaking through God, right? What is the messenger doing? It's coming through that void, right? Right? Okay. Remember, you're with the kid watching this happen. What? Oh, you want me to not kill him now? Oh, wait. Hang on, Isaac. Okay. We are in a full state of frenzy. We are in a complete and utter Bacchic frenzy. And we're about to kill a kid. Right? That's where we are. That's where we are. Okay. 3rd century. 3rd century. You are seeing this through the library. Oh, love it. It's lovely. Libraries can be sexy, sexy places too, people. Right? Lots of things can happen in libraries. Lots of things have happened in libraries in my experience. Is there an English translation of Septuagint that Alman recommends? No. If it's a translation, you're not reading the Septuagint. There isn't. What I recommend is that you learn Greek. That you learn ancient Greek. Ancient Greek. Come, many people are starting. Yes, you can't get there. Here's the problem for the person that had that question. You can't get there without the dirt of the reality that is the ancient Greek language. That's all we're doing, right? Is we're looking at images through their lens. That's all we're doing. And it happens to be beautiful. Let me show you. We got a commercial coming up. I got a new commercial tonight. It's not for the klezma. For those of you who have dirty knighty, you know what I mean, who are running around, need their flushing. That's not the commercial I'm talking about. I've got another one for you. I've got another one. In a new term, get this. This is like Mr. Rogers has come from the dead. I won't spank Mr. Rogers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, right? And I think that's a pretty damn good thing. Thank you for coming, Mr. Rogers. We're going to learn a new word in honor of Mr. Rogers and his neighborhood. Give me the next text, Chewy. Oh, no, we got to go back still. We haven't finished that one. So Abraham, now watch this, people. Watch this druggie. Blow it up. So the angel says, I know you're good. You're good. Everything is fine, right? Everything is fine. Look at verse 13. And Abraham opened up his eyes. Wait a minute. Abraham opened his eyes? Is this dude what has been going on? Abraham opens his eyes. And what does he do? He sees some kind of ram. It's actually a ram caught in the bushes. And he gets the idea. A substitute there that I can take in place of Isaac. Fantastic. Now remember, Isaac's sitting there listening to all of this, right? What do you think he did as soon as he got back? He was like, dude, I got to talk to that social worker. This guy is way too far. People, this is the Bible that they want you to believe. This is the creation of the 3rd century that they want you to hold up as your great standard. So start getting some of your pirate morality going. You know what I mean? Get some of your pirate morality going. This is gorgeous. This is wait. No, we can't put that up. We'll get in trouble if we put that up. Okay, people in the chat, love it. Give me the next one. And what happens? Why the angel, right? Oh God. Okay, that was one set of voices that he heard. Here's another one, right? He's hearing these voices, and what do they say? Angel. It says to him right out of the Uranos, right? I can't believe you actually did that stuff. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to repay you. I'm going to repay you. I'm going to bless you, baby. Give me the next one. I'm going to bless you. And what am I going to do? I'm going to make a covenant. I'm going to make a covenant with you. And in order to get there in good pirate fashion, we're going to have to cut off your foreskin. Because they're sex slaves now. Do you understand what organization you have just entered? Look at this set. Look at this verse. So there's some kind of tie, there's something they're going to get for each other. What are the sources they're going to use? They're going to use gold, silver, bronze. This is all stuff Abraham's got. Right? This is the Godfather. And this is what he's got. What else does he have? He's got hyacinth. Oh, that's a nice purple dye maker, right? Porphyron. He's got the purple. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Oh, God, he's got some more dye. Colchinon, right? What else? What else? He's got some of those nice goat hair deals. You know what I mean? Those nice coats. Those things are nice, dude. It takes a lot of craftsmanship. He's got all those skins, right? Oh, and what are they? He's got the dye colors and whatnot, along with the jewels. He's got jewel encrusted stuff. What are you going to make for me, Abraham? You're going to make for me a telesterion. And I'm going to meet you there. And I'm going to talk with you, brother. Yeah. And all of your people are going to be part. All of your people for all time are going to be part of this special piracy. Gold and silver, Abraham. Gold, silver, and purple. Now, you know when he said purple, right? Oh, God, why does Abraham have a giant stash of purple? We keep showing you the stuff in the eyes. Chewie, I think our next text is an extra biblical Greek text. Let me see. No, it's not this one. Oh, I just wanted you to see, though. He says, you're going to make for me a holy place, and I'm going to be seen. In you. Oh, do you get it? Do you get it? So what is he, by the way, what does he make? What is this dude involved? What other devices does he have laying around? He's got this kiboton, this box of witnessing. Okay. What do you got, wizard? I got a box of witnessing. Now we know, because he's acting the Bacchant, we know he's got a special container or ark, just like they all do. And what's in it? Vipers and dildos. Vipers and dildos. These are the nightly rites. These are the Bacchic rituals. Right? If you don't understand it, it's probably better that you don't even think about it. Okay? That's where we are with Abraham, who is openly acknowledged in the Septuagint as being a pirate. Alestes, a dealer in human souls, self-admitted. We can't get Abraham on one count of child endangerment. We have to get him on thousands upon thousands of counts of child endangerment. Give me that slave. Was Hagar there? Was Hagar there? Come on, Hagar, tell me. Do you know what brought down this guy? Give me the very first slide again, Chewy. You know what brought down this guy? That 12-year-old girl turned 50 or late 40s and said, that's it. I've had enough of this. Yeah, and let people know what this saint of Christianity, what this guy's got a giant, he's a mega church dude. There are hundreds of thousands of people who made this man their source. And it's the same thing with Jesus, people. I'm so proud to bring this to you tonight. It's the same thing with Jesus. You know, this news story is really about the shakeup. People don't know. Should I come back? Pastors have left. People had known about this, but apparently none of them knew. She was 12. That 12-year-old's voice speaks out in what the Greeks called DK. This guy was writing books about the Holy Spirit. And every once in a while, he was entering the bananification of the innocent. The bananification of the innocent. And you were sitting there in Dallas listening to him. Don't worry. Same thing with Jesus. Yeah. Go to Mark 14, 51, 52. Find the naked kid that was with Jesus when he got arrested. Okay. Always go to the victim. Find the victim. Yeah. That's the way it works. You know, when you're involved in the transdimensional care of the young, that's how it works. You are always the advocate of the victim. Yeah. Let's go back to Abraham. Give me the next. Where's that box of witness? That's okay. Give me the next one. Here's what I want to show you, people. Here's the witness. What's the witness that we've got tied up in our box? I just want you to see the first word in Greek, Dionysu. What is that witness of Dionysus? What is that? What is that? It's the stuff they based your subpoena on, Abraham. It's the stuff they based your subpoena on. Okay, give me the next one. Boom. And here, where do we find a group of people who are doing this very same thing that Abraham is doing when he builds his structure, his tent of fumigation where he hears the voice of God? Would we find other people doing this? Yes, we do. We find the sacred drug being dropped directly into the eyes. And in this passage, we find the ghosts coming to drink the black blood. Have you had a chance to drink the black blood? Do you know what that does? Okay, first of all, if you haven't been here, you're not initiated. You know what that stuff does? That's the Thanasimon. And if you haven't been a part of it, you got no place in life. You got no place. You don't know that now, but once you go there, you'll discover that. And you will regret every moment of your life that you weren't here. Give me the text, Chewy. Let's see what they're doing with that text. The next one. Yep. That's the black blood they're drinking. Who is that, by the way? You're going to find Odysseus. You're going to find Odysseus here. What's Odysseus doing here? He is trying to transit from here to the under. And as he transits in order to speak, why would he do that? Because like Abraham, He is trying to mess with past, present, and future. And he wants to question the dead. He wants to question the dead. Does he have any kids with him? No, he doesn't have any kids. But the first time we ever see him, he's out wandering around looking for the most dangerous poison there is. And the guy that he gets it from is, at first he's like, no, dude, you cannot have this stuff. This is the top shelf. Nope. Right? But he manages to get it because he's Odysseus. He's Odysseus. He knows how to do business. And that's why his father is called Booty Dad. Yes, Booty Dad, Laertes. He's the one who brings the booty. Did you think Odysseus was a schoolboy? Right? He's just as big a pirate as Abraham. As a matter of fact, it's his piracy that becomes the source that the dude in the 3rd century reads in order to construct his own character. Homer is huge. Homer is huge. And in the mind of the author of the Septuagint, right, this is shining through. The Septuagint is it's a brilliant fusion of Greek culture with a group of Cretan exiles in order to establish a land grant. It's very much, this is good history. This is good pirate ancient history. And remember, Jesus Christ and Julius Caesar are both involved with piracy. Jesus Christ is accused of it, put to death for it. Julius Caesar, he gets caught up. He gets captured. They're going to sell him off. They're going to sell him off. He was handsome too. He was a handsome guy. Yeah. Fantastic. Does that matter? No, but, if you're going to make a story out of it, you might want to take the detail that he was Julius Caesar. He's a child of Aphrodite. You got a problem with that, right? He was really careful too about his hygiene, his personal hygiene. Oh God, everybody gave him a hard time about it. He liked it smooth. Everything has to be smooth. Get somebody to pluck me like a chicken. Yeah. They made fun of him. They made fun of him for that. But they're supposed to, because that's the tradition. Your men always have to be able to make fun of you. That's why they got somebody to chase your chariot and say that you were off this weekend with the king of Bithynia. That was one of them they threw at him. Anyway, good old times. Give me the next one. What happens? What are we looking for, people? Circe, Kirke, comes into the picture. What is Kirke? And how is this related to Abraham? And what? Because she is the Dene Theos. Did you see this text just call a woman a god? Yes. That's not a feminine form. Theos there. Everybody will say, oh, it's a masculine form. Nope. In the oldest Greek, it's not. That's the word for goddess. That's the word for goddess. And wait a minute. Circe is a goddess? Circe is a goddess. Do you know what Circe will do to you? No. First of all, she just has a whole bunch of like lions and leopards, right? Outside of her place, wolves. They're totally domestic, and they're weird domestic. They're like fawning and excessively like, I don't know. That kind of, to be honest to me, it's a little bit sexual. You know what I mean? It's a little bit much. She's got them under the influence, and she's got a whole army of people in there who are her sex slaves. People, there are eunuchs that are made eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven. Jesus was right in the middle of the process. The earliest Christian church were the eunuchs that were servicing Jesus. How do you think he woke up? Yeah, 3 days. 3 days. Do you know how many days you're under in the mystery? 3. You mean I thought it was this morning to afternoon thing? I thought it was this and that. Do you understand what I am saying? 3 days. We went out into the desert for 3 days, and God tempted me and told me, kill your child. And I was this close to doing it until what happened? I opened my eyes and I saw the sacrifice. Yeah. Thank you, Abraham, for not killing your child. Give me the next one. Put these people in jail, people. What are we all doing together? We're pouring out offerings to the dead. We're pouring out offerings to the dead. This is a system of justice. This is a system of justice. And we're going to have to go 3 days to achieve that justice. You mean the Palestinian rights they were doing? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Orphic Vox and what it means and why you can't understand the Bible. I want you to see these people for what they are. There was Jesus. What a friggin' irony. Killed by an intentional right, a right that was meant to kill him and meant to revive him. And they got the crucifixion overlaid with it. I bet he went fishing. I bet he left. I bet he never talked about scandal again. I bet they called him George because he walked across North Africa, swam across the Gibraltar, and disappeared. Some people think he went off to England. He couldn't get far enough away, dude. He couldn't get far enough away. You know what he gave up? To his credit, he gave up the kids. There is absolutely nothing that we can do to trace the resurrected Jesus. We know he appeared at certain places. Yeah, we know he did. Okay, from that, we're going to have to go to the vampires. Wait, what? Oh, God, give me the next one. I want to show you a few things here just to top you off. What are we going to use in our rites? We're going to use honey, we're going to use wine, and we're going to use water. And we're going to offer these things with that barley as a sacrifice. Do you understand? Okay, give it to me. Land of milk and honey, right? And why are we doing all of this? For the sake of Phoebus. Excuse me. This title is older than old. At the time that this title was used, there was no Judaism. Right? That's how old this thing is, because Judaism, is an invention of 2nd, 1st century BC, right? Jesus is really one of the founders, right? I'm not kidding. Cretans, people, they're just Cretans, right? The chosen Cretans. That's what they said in antiquity. I forgot to mention, we're talking about migrations too, big migrations of people. Mobility is a thing. And when you are part of a pirate gang of human traffickers, you don't settle down. See, the problem of the cartel becomes when you can be located. If you're traveling all the time, if you're mobile all the time, you don't need that extra protection. So that's what the pirates have going in the Mediterranean. That's what they've got going. And the trafficking in the people is the thing to order, right? This, we know this, and this is what I'm looking for in X, Y, and Z, right? It's not a matter of morality. It's a matter of sale. It's a matter of sale. And now you know why underneath Greek language is this disgust for profit and the acquisition of profit, right? That is what, do you think Jesus was saying money is the root of all evil? Do you think he made that up himself? You think he got up one day and what do you think? He was working, I bet you think he was working in a carpentry shop, right? You know, he says, "Here's Jesus, oh, he's so nice, Jesus, oh, he smells good, Jesus," right? And he's working, and he says, you know, money is the root of all evil. I just came up with that. Right? All the Christians run around and they look at their, Jesus said money was the root of all evil. Well, they don't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore. They used to. Money is the root of all evil. Right? Do you know what they're throwing around? They're throwing around ancient Greek ethos. They're throwing out what is in the heart of the people. And that is your greed stains your soul with a stench of ruin. Give me the next one. Give me the next one, Chewy. This is always going to be, that was Phoebus. Why do we call him Phoebus? Remember, why? Abraham. Why do we call him that? Because we are prophets. What is Phoebus? Phoebus is the prophet. Right? Do you see the 3rd century author weaving the web? Do you see it's gorgeous? Oh God, it's gorgeousness and gorgiosity mixed into one. I'm in such a great place. I haven't spanked anyone. I haven't spanked any invisible dead people. Right? Just so for those of you who think, is somebody getting spanked? It's only invisible dead people. Don't worry. I can see them though, and I'll help you to see them too. And some people had requests for these people to be spanked because sometimes spankings are good. Spankings are good, right? Right? This is the way. Blessed are those eunuch boys, especially the one Jesus got arrested with. Right? It's funny until the punchline. And then people are like, oh, what are you saying? What am I saying? Oh my God, Chewy, can you believe it? I could stand outside and just scream, Jesus Christ was arrested with a naked kid in a public park. And people would be like, he's crazy. Look it up, people. The fact is, you're the ones who were crazy for following this shite. Give me the next. Give me the next one. Who else are we talking about? We're talking about Artemis, the pourer of the Eos. Now, wait a minute, people. I'm going to show you the prophets. I'm going to give you this last 10 minutes, and I'm going to bring to you the prophets of antiquity. Who is Artemis? She is the pourer of the poison, the pourer of the Eos. Why is that? Her people are involved in processing it at her temples in the Black Sea. Yeah. These are the gods of prophecy, the shedders of poison. Give me the next one. People need to see this. She's the huntress, by the way. If you sense the hunting stuff that creeps in to the Bible, it's coming in through her. And I want to introduce you to somebody else that we get with the prophecy and knowing the future and being the prophet, and that's Themis, who has that virginal respect. What is this? This is a virginal view of the universe, and they don't make it male. It's the Korah. When you see the world through the eyes of the Korah, you understand what is beautiful. Isn't that interesting? And how are they figuring this stuff out? Because they're so connected to the land. They're so connected to the bushes and the things out of the ocean. They're taking, or out of this Mediterranean Sea. They're taking all sorts of stuff for drugs. They're making this, they're making that. They're having orgies. They're building cities. They're using math that's very, very complicated. And they're purifying the people. If you had a chance as a citizen to go through a rite where you would see what's on the other side, and spoiler, it's her. She is death. When you see and comprehend that and your eyes are opened, what happens? You lose your fear of death. People like Cicero, right? Very reputable, just normal people looking out, trying to do what's right in life, trying to feed themselves and do what's right. Yeah. These kind of people. What's the psychology? They lose their fear of death. Now, don't tell me, oh, I'm a monist. Oh, I'm a Christian. I'm a Jew. I'm a Muslim. I don't fear death because Allah is there. Bull. You wouldn't be throwing acid in the face of those virgins if you had been to the beyond. You're going to wake up to a nightmare. That's what prison is all about. Love it. The interstellar prison, right? Here, the satanic prison. Do we get to our Hail the Living Dead group? Indeed. Did we get to our commercials? Yeah, keep going. I think it's coming up. Was it? Where were you last one? Oh, who else are we? Who are we really channeling all this through? Right? How do we get this information that we get? We get it through the Musai Olympiades, through the Olympian muses. Who are they? They're the Kurai. Remember those virgins we were talking about who keep that eternal flame? Who are they the virgins of? They're the virgins of the Aegis-bearing divinity. And what is on that Aegis? Please tell me. And the Aegis is just a skin. And what is affixed to that skin? The head of the Medusa. The head of she whose hair is full of the venom. She who can turn you to stone. Do you know what it's like to be turned to stone and killed? Do you know what it's like to be raised again from the dead? That Aegis is that mystery. Welcome. Look at death. Look her in the eyes. She'll take away your fear. She'll take away your fear. And what's the benefit of doing this for the people of Athens, for giving them this access? They are compelled toward freedom and the hatred of tyranny. Isn't that gorgeous? How do you cleanse your population? You cleanse them with rites that are meant to do one thing: to show them that they are free. Beauty is good. Beauty is good. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. Where's our font? Where do these muses gather? Now, everybody, for those of you with ears to hear, you'll hear this. Perikrenein ioidea. At this, where do the muses get their thing? They get it from a spring. And that spring is Ioadotic. Ioadotic. Hang in there with me. What does that mean? It's the purple. It's the Eos. It is at one time the purple poison applied by the thorn. You know what that thing is? You know where that thorn is? It's squarely on the panties of Aphrodite. I know, I said it. That thorn is on the panty of Aphrodite. Yeah. It's very ornate, by the way. It's very ornate. She's got this girdle that turns into a weapon, right? Turns into a weapon. And through it, you can find that death. Do you understand what the orgy or the orgasm was meant to do? Do you understand? It's through these drugs that they're all operating. We can get them all on the drugs. Give me the next one. I want to go quick now. I want to go quick. Look, here's that thorn, that kentron. Here's that thorn. I just want you to see, wait a minute. What are you talking about, thorn? Somebody, and critics will love this, go down to the very bottom. You know, a thorn, it's a thorn or a prick or it's something. It's a sting. It's a sting, kentron, right? A sting. But just go down to the bottom. What does it say? Poste. And tell me, what is a poste? Are we back, Abraham? Are we back, Abraham? Where'd he go? This is for Abraham tonight. Are we back, Abraham? Shame on you. Abraham, I'm going to have to effect an arrest on you. I'm going to have to effect an arrest on you because you, sir, are a trans-dimensional criminal. You did things to that poor kid that you should not have done. And many, many more. Many, many more to come. Many, many more. What is? Give me that last definition again. What is that poste? It's the membrum virile. What does that mean in Latin? It's the male member. That is the penis. Can also be just the foreskin. Why is that? Why is that? Because when we make sex slaves, we cut off their foreskin. It is cleaner and it provides a better environment to act as an applicator. You've got to realize these kids are all on drugs, right? By the time they get to the age that they're applying them transdermally with lateral cuts or via whipping, right? By the time they get to that age, they've already been around daddy. And they know daddy. He hears voices. Guess what? So will we. Why? Because we're the sons of prophets. A lot of us go blind. Give me the next. Give me the next. And we're going to end. We're gonna bring this. I just want to give you the just argument tonight. I know I said 10 minutes and I'm way over. I'm sorry, people. I'm really sensitive to your time. But here is the just argument. This is just for fun. It is related, but it's just for fun. Here is the just argument speaking in Aristophanes. And the just argument says, if you do the stuff that I told you to do, and you really focus your mind on it, your chest, it's going to be glistening with the oil of goodiness. Your flesh is going to be shining. It's going to look really lively. Your shoulders, they're going to be huge. Your tongue is going to be just the right size. Your butt is going to be huge. And your poste is going to be tiny. Wait, what? What? This is for the people. The bottom line, look at the first word, pugain. That's the word for buttocks. Megale, right? Think of Megatron. Big. We're looking for big booty, right? The just argument is looking for big booty and what? Poste mikron, a small male member. Wait a minute. this isn't what I said. They said those pills would do, right? What is the joke? That big one is barbaric. You've got to understand when Uula and Uuliba, those young girls, they're all like, oh my God, those Egyptian men, they have phalluses that are the size of donkeys, right? And they got ejaculate that's just, blow a fence over, right? That kind of thing is considered in refined circles as, and we're talking Athens, baby, and where we're cultured. That's not considered. You don't need that. You don't need that. Give me the next one. What's going to happen if you don't listen and you do what everybody else is doing? Let me tell you, maybe, is there somebody around that this is happening to them? You're going to have orange flesh. I know somebody's got orange flesh. You're going to have tiny shoulders, right? You're going to have a chest that's sunken over like this. What? Is this a description? You're going to have a big fat tongue. Now, this can't be, because what happens? What happens when you're not following the right regimen in the world of Aristophanes? You're going to end up with a pugain mikron. Here's my commercial insert tonight. Do you have a pugain mikron? Right? Do you have give me the next slide. Do you have a pugain mikron? And you wish that it was much, much bigger. Right? Not that one. Not that one. Wait. Go to the next one. The commercial, right? Sure, we're on the commercial. It's bigger, right? What's happened? What's happened to you? You are not in the right range. You have no kata puga sune. Now, think of this. Let your mind grow around this idea. You can see the word for buttocks is in it, pug. Right? And kata is in front of it. Right? What is it for slamming down the poog? This is the state, right, of slamming down the poog. Now, you can have dikaiosune, which is the state of being just. This is the state of the poog slamming. Okay? Which the Victorians, look at the translation here. How does poog slamming get translated in? You like that, Chewy? How does that get translated in Victorian English? Unnatural lust. Yeah. Is that what it is, buddy? Remember, if your conitis needs washing out, come to Klizma. We've got you all fixed up. Give me the next one. Just go down. Yeah, give me the next one. By the way, God wanted me to tell you this, because this is from the Apocalypse of John. He says, go ahead and purchase your drug and Christ your eyes so that you can see. And the person is naked. there's the first word is naked. There's some funniness. Anyway, it's has to do with instructions of God to you. Okay? Remember, this is from the prophets. God wants you to buy a collyrian, which is a medication, and he wants you to increase. See the first word on the second line? That's Christing. He wants you to Christ your ophthalmos, your eyes, right? We have to in order to get there. Do you want to see some actual Christing? Look at the second line. What's the first word? They're baptizing. What are they baptizing? Oh my God, they're baptizing something with drugs, a branch, a sprig with drugs, juniper with drugs, and they're going to take those drugs while they're singing. And who's doing this? It's just one person. It's Medea. You didn't know Medea was the first Baptist, did you? They're going to put that in your eyes. But here's the catch, people. Look at the second line, third word in. And all of you, any classicists out there, grab your backsides. Kuke onos. Do you know what Medea baptizes your eyes with? Do you know what Medea Christs your eyes with? She Christs it with this ceremonial drug that we know is used at Eleusis. You know who created Maenads and Bacchic worship? This woman. This woman created it. What is it, by the way, the bottom line? What does it say? It puts the person to sleep. Puts the person to sleep. Just the smell of this stuff is enough. The fumes are enough to knock you out. Look, she's an anesthesiologist. I love this woman. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I want you to notice they're using pure drugs. Yes, yes, yes. Unmixed drugs. Fantastic. And I want you to see these women again. I want you to see a group of women who is being led by the Korah, and you're not supposed to vocalize her name, which is the last word there. Do you remember in the Eleusinian rites who it is that we see? We see her. And who is she? She is the one who shepherds the souls of women. I think I need to hang when I die so that my corruption won't enter the earth where all those sacred women are rightly buried. Isn't that neat? That's right out of the Apollonius. Hail women. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Hail these women. Hail these women. And the last for tonight, I just wanted to leave you. Was there anything really? I wanted to leave you with the pirating. Perao, right? What is it really doing? You're putting somebody to the test. When you're doing your pirate thing, you're pushing them to the test, right? It's a real cultural thing. I mean, pirates do have their own cultures, right? And it's a real cultural element of theirs to say, hey, our thing is doing the giddy up and doing the taking of the booty. We are going to slam the booty. Right? That's the way it is. And we've got a whole line. If you could see them lined up, if you could see the boys lined up, the girls lined up, we'll get you whatever you want. Just give us the silver and the gold. By the way, do you need some purple? Because nobody wants to go through this without the purple. All right. And it's on sale tonight. And that gets my goat. And hence, that's what the messengers, the watchers told me to tell you. Don't get Almond's goat. Don't look behind the cross, because when you do, you're going to see the ugliest reality. Abraham is part of that reality. Thank you to the author of the Septuagint. Thank you for what you preserved from your own time. Thank you for coming tonight. Hail Satan.
Pilot drugs are working, sing the music, you heard it. Hot fire like bourbon, 666 Medusa, Beelzebub's verses, open cams to the moon. What has become of you? Red and white mushrooms. I choose you by the trees where the flowers bloom. Smile and wave, thunder God make the purple rain. My girl is Mary Jane, snake venom, twisted cane. Of the Sabbath, Teddy Bass, Mr. Black Magic, singing hallelujah. Jeepers creepers, high purple I move. Evergreen tree grower, white leopard jump the snow. Strength water, flowers that grow. Purple, golden, yellow, thunder Venus. Oculus Athena, the Antichrist you dream of.